Hello, this is my video of what I eat in a month's time. So I took some short videos of all the meals that I eat during the month, in between September and October. So I'm not trying to promote any particular diet regime here. It's all vegan. It's all plant-based food. Mostly raw. I did have some excursions into cooked food here and there, but abundant portions, sort of unlimited vegetables plus a carefully measured quantity of fruit. Very occasionally nuts, seeds, avocado, but on rare occasions. I have a love for green powders and such, and even some probably peanut powder, sort of just because I enjoy those foods, not necessarily because I feel like I need them, but mostly fruit. Trying to stay on that fresh fruit kind of train. You know, here I think there's an odd mixture. Who knows? Maybe some lentils or something. And then, like I said, always vegetables. That's the basis of every meal. And when I'm out, you know, I have to sort of take bananas. It's a good go food because they come in the container and in vegetables, broccoli, celery, etc. And then you can see here I had a special meal. I just got some chirimoyas, which are expensive in the United States outside of the tropics. So a little special celebratory meal here. And the peaches, I love the peaches. I hate to see them go. It's really a sad day when you find the last peach in the grocery store. Sad, tragic. I ate a lot of apples, and this is showing what I was eating in that time. So in a month's time, things change, your tastes change, your needs change. I was kind of going lighter on the exercise during this time as well, trying to rest and recover, doing other things with my life, but you're eating a good quantity of bananas and celery. That's my typical lunch. I'll be seeing bananas and celery very often. But when I'm at home, I eat my meals in a large bowl, and they're always salads. Really, every meal is a salad. Every meal is a variation on a salad, really, and that's how I like it. Those are my tastes. I feel like I need what the vegetables have, all the minerals, all the water, and so forth, and so on. And I do like all the fruit. If I can say that I've learned anything from this experience, is that I've started peeling apples, especially because not all these apples are organic, and the peel is very difficult to digest, especially if you're eating, more than a single apple at a time. Those peels don't digest very well. So recently I've started peeling apples, but if you find you have trouble with your digestion, you might want to veer towards the more digestible fruits, the bananas, the papayas, etc. But the peaches are always good. The peaches are always welcome. Come on, peaches. However, they have a short season. Well, they're available in the summer and in the fall. And the fall here is winding down. It's well and out to October, very near, to November. And occasionally you can see here I'm making some nice cream, which is a lovely, lovely addition to anything you eat is nice cream. So sprouts, I've been trying to sprout, make zoodles here. You can see both. I do love the sprouting.
I'd like to shout
I
out to
think it
all my loyal
adds a lot of
viewers.
zest. I like the crunchiness of the sprouts and the little seeds. So you'll see here I eat a lot of sort of hard to digest foods, supposedly kale and cabbage and so on, but it works. It's not that bad. Here, the typical celery banana combo. Sometimes eat mature plantains. So you'll see here, sometimes I try to cut the fruit, put it on top of the salad. Other times I'll just eat it whole, which is much easier, no prep required. Yeah, same here. We have cut fruit, whole fruit. It just depends. For a while, I got scared of blending things, but then I got over that pretty quickly. Here, yeah, we've got bananas, and I never really mush the bananas or anything like that. I don't like that at all. So I try to eat those as whole as possible. For the apples, I cut into very large chunks. Um, and I find that works. Celery, of course, just you eat it as is. You got your bananas here, your plantains, and I get them at the Indian grocery. Usually, the ones that they're like about to throw away, the reduced price. I could get maybe several pounds for $1, something like that. I get very good prices on those. The other vegetables, they're more expensive, but so be it. Um, you know, Everything has a cost in life. So the best things have a cost. And I'll eat vegetables. I eat vegetables that people consider hard to consume, like asparagus, chopped up on there. Here we've got some prickly pears, which love those. Adore the prickly pears. Um, Another
Starlings.
lovely
Probably
food,
said the
full of seeds, but
starlings
I don't mind.
into the Irish accent.
Um,
But it's crazy to think that those bastards.
yeah, like I said, it's pretty repetitive. A lot of people might find it boring, but I'm a fan of these fruits. Fan of the kale. Fan of all the fruits. Um,
Quit masking tape.
exactly. A lot of apples. I went through a lot of apples. At some point, I went apple picking, so I had a huge quantity of apples. When I'm out, I could get a smoothie, like was shown there. But when I'm home, I can make a nice blended meal. Sort of a weird mix between a blended dressing and such. Whole Foods, I do like fruits, but I tend towards the apples, pears, peaches. I don't much like melon. I mean, they're on there, but I don't really care for them. Um, I'll make weird concoctions. I can see here, just blended stuff together. I mean, it's pretty simple, just food blended together. Um, so you might notice I'm eating abundant portions, and that's what I do. I'm very active. I'm trying to keep good. You know, Trying to eat enough during the day. It's really important for your health. Here, having some cooked food, some artichoke, which I love that. Adore that. My favorite, really, cucumbers. Love them, but as I said, the summer is ending. There's less and less cucumbers, and they're worse and worse. Um, like I said, the typical bananas, plantains, etc. Good old peaches, zoodles, some sort of green smoothie. I think of it less as a dressing, more of just a smoothie on top of a salad. Whether it's a savory smoothie, whether it's a sweet smoothie, just a smoothie on top of a salad. And like I said earlier, the green powders are present here. I like, the wheatgrass powder and spirulina powder and chlorella powder. But a lot of people will stay away from those foods. Probably wise. Probably wise. These are my vice. All right. If I have one vice, it's green powders. I'm doing my best. We're not perfect. Um, we have tomatoes. Always, I love those. Love tomatoes, pears, celery. What we got here? Oh, some sort of citrus is involved here. Some berries. Oh, it's great to have those berries, those fresh berries, yeah, or frozen berries rather. Wonderful stuff here. Bananas. Definitely go for the organic. We got celery. Just eat it as is. Some sort of creamy consistency here. Whatever it is, little kiwi berries. If you haven't tried those, those are lovely. Um, yeah, exactly. We've got peaches. We've got blueberries. Peaches and blueberries mixed together. What do we have coming up next? We've got, looks like frozen raspberries on some sort of salad. Lovely. Adorable. Lovable. Who could hate it? Figs. The king of fruits. King of fruits figs. Alas, they're pretty much gone now. Some of those plums. You see those plums, I was getting those, I think they're called dinosaur plums. So I was buying those a lot. They're very, very, very good. It's very flavorful. Juicy. So, let's talk about my salads, yeah. So at a certain point, like I said, there was a lot of cooked foods in there. It diminished over time. This video is going backwards in time rather than forwards, unfortunately. So you can see me progressing backwards in time. So I was having more cooked foods at this time. Potatoes and everything there. I mean, it seems like a gigantic same with here, sort of beans and such. But I don't know. I was doing that, and then I just didn't want to anymore. I felt more attracted. In general, I feel more attracted to fresh fruits than I do to starches. But like I said, I was eating starchy foods. It's good, especially the zucchini or the squash or the hard winter squash. Those are very nice. It's very nice to eat. However, I definitely prefer the fruit. I'm definitely on team fruit. It just seems more attractive to me. I mean, I'm not much for the sweet either. That's the problem. I don't really care for sweet. I like a lot of bitter. I like a lot of vegetables. I could definitely live without sweet. However, for me, getting in the calories I need, the fruit is there. I mean, you can't eat enough calories on vegetables. I mean, you really can't. You can try, but it's not very sustainable. And I avoid a lot of avoiding fats here. Since then, I was incorporating some more. I'll try to get them out again, but I don't really see the need for those. So yeah, we got bananas and the celery. It looks like we got something, perhaps pineapple. Very good. Love it. Salad. So the lettuce, I go through a lot of lettuce. I pretty much eat a head of lettuce every day. Sprouts, yeah, I need to get back making a lot of sprouts. Problem with sprouts is you need a lot of setup and you gotta make them every day. Next place I get, I'm gonna get set up to make sprouts daily. Just start a batch every day. So I have one ready every day. I think that'll be the best thing for nutrition. Let's see here, melons. Yeah, that's fine, a few melons. In a year, I eat very few melons. I don't really care. Here are the bananas once more. Once again, another fruit that I'm not so enthusiastic about, but it definitely keeps you alive. That's what I like. Yeah, I got a little mix of everything. Apples, plums, cucumber, and so on. Some more cooked foods. Who knows what's in there? Maybe what's it called? Wild rice, maybe. Potatoes and such. Apples, sort of nice cream or something along those lines. Lovely. Here coming up, we've got some persimmons. Some very
thing in the
precocious
world.
persimmons at that time. Hard to find. It doesn't seem like a good year for persimmons. At least the Asian kind. I foraged American persimmons. They're very, very good. They're always good. But they weren't abundant either. There wasn't too many of them. Something here, good big salad. So you can see it's a lot of juicy, high water content foods, aside from these green powders. Maybe that's why I create these green powders and getting so much juicy, watery foods otherwise. So you see, if I were to put a ratio, there's definitely a more ratio by volume for vegetables. I think that's good. I think that's more balanced. The people that just fruit, nothing but fruit.
You say that to me
It's not. I don't think that's the best
literally
idea.
know anything about that.
I thought you're this big smart girl.
But you got to balance it out. A little cucumber.
You want me to clean out the
celery,
bathroom for
go
me?
along with the bananas.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
That's what.
So I like this. It's just a way for me to enjoy what I eat and feel satisfied. So we're coming up to the last little section here. So I hope you enjoyed